I mean, the good Prot comp right now is like Prot DK Shaman. Prot Rogue Priest just... I mean, the Prot's going to heal a lot. Maybe that enables Oxygen to pump out a ton of damage. Problem is against Mage Lock, he's going to be crowd controlled if he tries to really do anything, so... I mean, it's a dampen comp. Like, just dot up as many things as you can, try and do as much damage as you can, rotate your defensive cooldowns. Maybe if they play Repentance, maybe they've got enough crowd control, but... we'll have to wait and see here how they decide to play up this matchup, because I don't think we've ever seen Rogue and Prot and Disc on the same team before.
Yeah, and we are going to see Yoski push in for the Hammer of Justice. They're going for Wealthy Man. Dressed connect. Chan is there, backing him up with the Fear Spam onto Aiden. There's the Infernal. There's the Shadow Fury. There's the Leg Sweep. And there's the damage. Is he going to Trinket? No, they are going to trade out Cubsy's Trinket there actually onto the blind. So Cubsy, potential kill target. I don't know how much burst Paladin can really do in a stun lock, but potential there for them. Or maybe they can crowd control Cubsy and try to force one of the ice blocks. Not the worst opener here for Unitas, but I'm struggling to see where the pressure is being put. Right now they smoke bomb Wealthy Man, he just blinks out. They get a nice sap here by Aiden. Extended CC chain. Can they force something out? The Oxygen spamming out the smites, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much.
Game is paused. Polymorph on Yoski, Fear on Aiden, and that's one of the main problems. When you are in trouble, you just pause the game by spamming Fear, by spamming Polymorph, and now you can get aggressive with a full Polymorph onto Oxygen, into a full Fear. Nice setup here by Cloud9, but a Kidney Shot will deny. And even though I don't think this is necessarily the best matchup here for Unitas, they're staying alive. They're not out of it just yet. They're still managing to find a little bit of pressure. Fear, though, onto Yoski with an interrupt onto Oxygen. Another interrupt onto Oxygen. He's just really, really struggling. But so far, Unitas still, with the help of Yoski on that Paladin, is keeping the team in the fight. And maybe they could, if they pull out a win here, I would be absolutely blown away. But definitely don't count Unitas out.
You got Mortal Wounds from the Rogue. You got double gushing wounds from the Prot Pally and the Assassination Rogue. You actually do have crowd control. I mean, the gushing is there to do the damage. You've got good crowd control. I actually don't see why this wouldn't work, possibly, for them. These silences on a Cubsy, as long as they chain, I actually do think this can work. Look at this crowd control chain right now. Like, well, they've had temp shields. If he purges the temp and mass dispels the block during that time, I actually do think this comp can win on a small map.
Alright, well, let's see what they can do here. Unitas not out of it yet, according to Sid. Let's see if they can keep up the pressure. Wealthy Man taking quite a beating here, actually. It takes quite a bit of damage. That gushing wound is just taking on him. But Cubsy gets blinded, Trinket's out of it, gets corroded on his Trinket. Shouldn't have no problem stabilizing Wealthy Man in this situation. Channel drops the Infernal, Cataclysm, Chaos Bolt. Aiden takes massive damage. Paralyzed into Sheep, onto Oxygen. Let's see what they can get down here. Big heals coming out from Yosk here on that Prot Pally. And it looks like Aiden's going to be fine with that Pain Suppression cooldown. Nice silence here onto Cubsy. Do they have anything to chain it with, though? Yosk might be looking for the Hammer of Justice here onto Cubsy. Let's see if he can find it. He gets it. He knocks him away as well. The Wealthy Man is in a stun, getting knocked around here. But Chanimal just trying to peel the situation. Aiden with the Banish Sap. Let's see. Can they get the ice block here? Chanimal is just still spamming out the fears onto Yosk. They sheep Aiden, and now they're going for Yosk here with the Chaos Bolt.
Look at this.
He's still in crowd control in that fear. Can they get anything out? There is the Life Cocoon. And Wealthy Man is going to survive, but I definitely see your point there, Sid. I think if they do that and 20% dampening, they could definitely pull ahead big time on the side of Unitas.
Yoski getting low. There's the Divine Shield. I think that's one of the main problems is... Yoski is very susceptible, and I think originally they were going after Aiden, but I think if they go after Yoski more in the match and just control Oxygen, it's going to be really, really difficult for Yoski to survive in this matchup. But being a Prot Paladin, he has a lot more immunities than just the Divine Shield, luckily for him. So he's going to be able to rotate through those defensives. And in terms of mana, it's actually relatively even at this point. On the small map, Unitas, definitely not out of it yet. They haven't got an Ice Block just yet, but they did get the Life Cocoon out of the way, which is definitely a little bit better than the last game we saw play out. So this composition, this pick, is certainly working a little bit more in their favor.
Let's see if they can keep it up here. Maybe a swap to the Warlock and dampening. Looks like they're going after Cubsy. They stun him with Hammer of Justice. He's playing Conflict. I don't think they're going to blast him down. They go for Smoke Bomb anyway. Kidney Shot out. Kidney Shot out. No Life Cocoon. No Fort Brew. Safeguard. Can they purge off the Safeguard? Big Hellstone there with those healing elixirs. Cubsy pops himself there instantaneously. That was still pretty close. considering he's playing Conflict, the Prot Paladin doing more pressure than the Survival Hunter. I mean, I feel like this is looking a lot better for them.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really good push there. Cubsy is not going to have a safeguard here. If they decide to go for him again, they go with the kidney shot. Yoski's there as well. They're trying to get some damage, but Yosk could be in trouble here. They have crowd control on the oxygen. He has no bubble. He needs to be extremely careful here. Yosk actually still going very aggressively here. Dropping down about 10% HP, 5% HP. He gets the Vitality Conduit, and he is going to activate. Don't know what the name is, but that is basically a blessing of protection to magic spells. That icon that is glowing to the far left of the Yosk right there, a 2-minute cooldown. So Yosk is not going to have that magic bubble, so to speak, for another 2 minutes here. So there is definitely kill potential for both teams right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Yoski right now, Aiden, Oxygen all behind the pillar. This is not the position you want to be in. And suddenly Oxygen has burned through most of his mana, so this is just looking more and more dire for Unitas. That being said, I mean, they did get the safeguard out of the way from Cubsy. I don't know where the openings are. They didn't get any ice blocks from Wealthy Man. Chanimal still has, you know, basically all his defensive cooldowns, the unending resolve, the Hellstone if he needs it. And if Unitas continues to just get pinned at the pillar, I think they're just going to slowly lose this game. So they have to push forward and try to continue the pressure if they can. Yoski marches forward with his sword, with his shield, looking for vengeance, but I don't know if he's going to find it. A full polymorph onto Oxygen. Once again, Yoski forced at the pillar, just getting snared. Chanimal in hot pursuit with the Mortal Coil, looking for a Chaos Bolt. Finds one. Is it enough? It doesn't look to be. Yoski healing himself up, and that's one of the amazing benefits of having a Protection Paladin is you have like a second mini healer on your team, and Yoski can sustain himself for quite some time.
Mini healer. I think the scoreboard might show otherwise. I don't think Yost's healing is that small. Crowd control chain on Cubsy, pushing for an ice block on Wealthy Man. They really need to get an ice block with this chain. Yost moves in for more crowd control. Avengers shield silence. Aiden gets polymorphed. He can't stay on target. He's feared, but still Hammer of Justice. Drestigat drop by Yosk. Really pushing for the ice block. Mind control's at low health. They do manage to pull off an ice block. They pull Yosk back to the pillar, and I kind of feel like I have to correct you, Ven. I don't think Yosk is looking for vengeance. If we watch the cinematic for Bastion, it's justice. He's looking for justice.
No, he's definitely not looking for retribution. That's for sure here on that.
You guys didn't watch that cinematic?
We definitely watched
we
it.
Definitely did, yeah.
I don't think all Retribution Paladins are the same, though. All Protection Paladins, okay? Just saying, Yoski might have a different opinion than Uther. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Let's see, though, if it's going to be over. My son, I'm just kidding. Full fear.
No king rules forever, and Mage Love. If Prot wins this game.
Well, no king rules forever, that's for sure. But Cloud9's still looking like, you know, their throne's looking all right at this point of the game. Oxygen basically bottomed out on mana. He has run out of steam. Yoski is going to be the new primary healer for the team. Let's see how long that can last. At 20% dampening, pinned at the pillar, Blizzard ripping in, Frozen Orb ripping in, Chanimal and Wealthy Man in prime position. Cubsy's mana looking great. And right now, Cloud9 is looking like they are going to win this game. But Unitas, they get off the pillar. They realize they got to make something happen. The Divine Steed from Yoski knocking Chanimal in the air, and as well as Wealthy Man. But where is the damage? Unfortunately, not able to find it. Shadow Fury comes in, and as this game goes on, deeper and deeper in dampening, Yoski and his off heals are going to be becoming more and more insignificant. And that is when Cloud9 is really going to secure their advantage.
Avengers shield silence, no Hammer of Justice. Cubs actually pre-walling. Maybe thought they were going to swap. They still have spell warding, so Yosk can go immune to magic damage with Divine Shield and the spell warding. So a couple options in terms of cooldowns, but I just don't think they can recover. Dampening's too high. There's no mana left. They pop Avenging Wrath. Yosk might catch a couple of heals, but Oxygen's in a full polymorph. I don't think Yosk can heal himself and Aiden at this point in the game. Aiden uses Cloak of Shadows to immune damage, tries to reposition, but now Chanimal is left open, lands a full fear. Spell warding onto Aiden. He's immune to magic damage on 10%. They're doing whatever they can to just keep swimming above the water and not drown to Cloud9. Somehow managing to recover. Full blind on Cubsy. Bit surprising to not just see him trinket this immediately. He's sitting through a full blind. Will he regret it? Hammer of Justice down now as well. They're pushing down Wealthy Man. Temporal Shield isn't going to be enough. He blinks to safety. Frost Nova on Aiden, Polymorph on Yas. Good control by Wealthy Man. Infernals have been called in. Double leg sweep by Cubsy. They drop Smoke Bomb defensively to prevent Chanimal's assault. Interesting decision here from Aiden, but it may not be enough. Vitality Conduit fades. Mortal Coil to follow up. One more Chaos Bolt should close it out here. Chaos Bolt in the sky. No, he gets gripped behind the pillar. Oxygen picks him up from the brink. Somehow, someway, Unitas still alive.
And I really like that Chan held on to his Dark Soul here. So the next time they push in, look, Chan is just stacking up the Incinerate, stacking up the Immolates, and you're going to see him soon pop off. He gates the Kidney and preemptive Ring of Peace in case they would chase him. But he's still Trinket, the Kidney that he gated. I'm not sure about that. He wants to pop off. There it is, Dark Soul. One bolt is going to connect. One Cataclysm is going to be served. And what else do you have in store here? Chanimal gets 2 Garrotes, grapple weapon to deny the Kidney. Chanimal looking to ramp up that last little bit of damage. I think he can get one more Chaos Bolt off here if he is lucky with that Dark Soul, but doesn't look like it. He's going to get Kidney Shot, and now Chanimal is the main target. 32% dampening. Unitas is making their push here, but it looks like Wealthy Man is just going to sheep Yosk and Oxygen. Well, he is completely out of mana, so he can't even dispel that sheep. Yosk is going to use his Divine Shield. He's going to use Sacrifice on Aidan, but Oxygen... What about Oxygen right now in a Mortal Coil getting destroyed by Wealthy Man and Chanimal?
Yeah, and I think the one thing in this game, we touched on it a little bit at the beginning. Super T's was talking about the crowd control that Unitas really had available. Well, Chanimal, he brought out an Imp, and then that crowd control is seemingly gone. So the one win condition Unitas maybe had, which was extended crowd control on Cubsy, and take down either Chanimal or Wealthy Man, that's non-existent anymore thanks to the Imp. And now Aiden, Oxygen, Yoski have appeared to run out of time. Oxygen gets interrupted. Grapple weapon on Aiden. Aiden and Yoski looking to make one final push. Can they do it? Oxygen really has nothing left, but somehow, some way, he's still keeping his team alive. Wealthy Man just teeing off Frostbolts on Aiden. And now, unfortunately for Unitas, they find themselves in a situation where they are down 0-2. And the Prot Pally isn't working. The Hunter wasn't working. My question is, I mean, where is the Mage? I heard word that he might not actually be available today, so unfortunately for Unitas, I just don't know if they have a better option than this against Cloud9.
Do we feel like that composition, though, for Unitas?
Yeah, play a healer that doesn't run out of mana and just go really deep into dampening and just trade cooldowns. Like, you have 10 Ice Block cooldowns, the other team only has, well, if you go Warlock, they have none. So you could just trade your Ice Blocks and deep dampening and kill the Warlock if you have mana to make it that far.
Do you think that if they played Resto Shaman with the same composition that they would do a little better? Like, I mean, it looked kind of close. Like, that game lasted a pretty long time. It seemed to do better than we may have expected it to in the beginning of game 2 here, Ben.